Well, good morning. It's about 5 minutes of 2 in southern Maryland. I'm getting ready to go to work, probably leave the house around 2:30 or quarter of 3, start work at 3 a.m. It's about halfway through the month almost. It's December the 14th and getting closer to the end of the year and the beginning of a new one. I was just reading my email. Jason, my nephew, emailed me to ask me what outfit my dad was in World War II. So I gave him a rundown of the unit he belonged to and what he did as a specialty during the war, and began to go into more detail. However, I decided not to, and just left it as what division he was in, regiment, battalion, company, etc., and told him in my reply to his email that I'd be glad to describe more about my father's participation in the war if he wished to hear about it, and let it go at that. I assume that very few people are interested in the manner of detail that I am in the primary subjects of my interest, which you can find out on my profile. The endless war. Well, it is. It's going to be endless. The idea of beginning to withdraw troops from Afghanistan in 2011 is just not going to happen. And I think the testimony before Congress and the statements of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, General McChrystal, and various other people, Admiral Mullen, for that matter, are not to be taken as an encouragement that things will get better. They could get better. It's hard to say. The question is, how long can insurgency go on without outside help? And that is what is necessary for a guerrilla war. You have to have some kind of outside conduit for supplies, weapons, encouragement, both diplomatic and political, and economic, and in all sorts of ways, in order for that to go on. So, in order to stop it, you've got to deal with that first. At the same time, on the ground in Afghanistan, especially in the southern part, it seems that the Taliban are supposedly having the upper hand. I don't know if they really do or not. I think we look at it in conventional military terms, which is why we're being confounded all the time. We need to stop looking at this in a conventional manner and take a look at it politically, economically, sociologically, culturally, and various other ways, and begin to realize that an army of occupation with the skill set of being able to kill people and break things better than any armed force in the history of the world is probably not going to win hearts and minds, at least not permanently. There will be a few cases that'll be highlighted on, say, 60 Minutes or some other broadcast, and with a smiling face to go with it, and the encouragement that this person represents the vast majority of uniformed military personnel. But in the end, it's just a big lie, and I don't think it's going to work out as well as we think. I understand the objectives of it, the idea of getting a gas pipeline down through Afghanistan to Pakistan to be able to accelerate and enhance transshipment westward, because that's where we want it to go, is west. We don't want it to go east. However, we're going to have to deal with China and India, which contain about 3 billion of the world's population right now, and rising military power, as to the fact that we may have to share that with them. Indeed, we are probably doing that as we speak. Pakistan is another problem. You've got the Al-Qaeda and Taliban in the southern part of the country, in Baluchistan, which has always had an insurgent secessionist movement, which, if that occurs, if that comes about, that country will probably cease to exist. Pakistan is a nuclear power. Will they cease to exist peacefully, or will they cease to exist after they fire off all their weapons? I don't know, and I don't think anybody else can tell, and it's probably something that's keeping the president awake at night thinking about, when he bothers to think about it at all. Right now, I think that he is, and I believe that it's turning his hair prematurely gray, as it would anybody, and they thought that at any moment somebody could walk up to him at a party and put a bullet in him, has probably entered his mind as well, especially after the party crashers. That's a darker and more serious side of that episode that I don't think people are taking seriously enough. Think about what happened in with the assassination of President McKinley, and for that matter, Garfield. So we we tend to not think very clearly when we're going into these adventures. We tend to think that it's all going to be just collapse before our very eyes, not even taking into consideration past lessons of military adventurism, and thinking the fact that our security here at home, while enhanced, has many holes in it. The biggest hole is our budget. Now, we've got a $1.1 trillion budget that's about to be signed off by the president, and as I understand it, includes about a $656 billion military budget involved in that. You've got veterans benefits that have to be dealt with. You're going to have to give our veterans something. They're not going to take it very lightly if they get shortchanged. And you're creating out of these two wars, and potentially a third one coming up, a generation of veterans who are not going to be in a very good mood if they find out that they've been stabbed in the back and cheated. So there's much to go on here. Merry Christmas to everybody, with all of that said, or I should say happy holidays. And I hope that everyone can go on with life with the idea in mind that the condition of the world does not have to be in any way similar to the condition of your mental attitude. Just take a look at the world for what it is. Learn the truth as much as you can and seek out more information. Internalize it. Respond spontaneously to any challenge with the questions and the informed questions that you need to be asking of our leaders and those people who so-called represent us.